I don't think any of those motherfuckers should be able to look us in the eye. They should feel ashamed.
Welp, here we go. Another player being accused of some really bad stuff. Now, this is a little different from the Trevor Bauer situation. It's a lot different, actually, because in this case, there are kids involved. And in this case, we're talking about starting pitcher Mike Clevinger. Now, before I get into what the latest news is with Clevinger, I'm going to go back and talk about some of the other previous negativity surrounding him over the years. I always found Clevinger to be a hypocrite when it came to his Astros comments. What the Astros did was wrong, yes, but at the end of the day, I feel like lying and cheating on your pregnant significant other is worse than cheating in a game. Again, yes, what Houston did years ago was bad and it was a big deal, but Clev isn't so innocent himself, and certainly in a lot worse ways than cheating in baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Over 70% of my watch time has been from people who aren't subscribed. So hit that button along with the bell for post notifications. Oh, and in addition to that first clip you saw of Clevinger, he also called the Astros the biggest pieces of shit in baseball history. On top of all that, more recently, he also called out Fernando Tatis Jr. after the PED suspension news, saying, quote, "It's the second time we've been disappointed with him, and you hope he grows up and learns from this and learns that it's about more than just him right now." End quote. More about him, you say? Interesting. Now, Clevinger has a track record of not being a faithful man to his partners, like at all. Now, you do you. Whether you're going to sleep around or marry someone and only sleep with them is up to you. I'm not here to say what's right and what's wrong. There is no right and wrong with that, and everyone has the right to their own preference. But the issue is when you sell a dream to someone, have kids with them, cheat on them many times, and lie about this sort of stuff, which is all stuff Mike Clevinger did. We really do live in a small world, as one of the many women Clevinger has had an affair with over the years also happened to be the woman that first came out to accuse Trevor Bauer, the former Padres employee who also slept with Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, my god. The Athletic and ESPN just came out with reports that Mike Clevinger is currently being investigated by Major League Baseball after being accused of physical and emotional abuse toward his 3 children and their 2 mothers, with the accuser being one of the mothers. According to the reports, the accuser has been in touch with Major League Baseball investigators since last summer when Clevinger was on the Padres. Just this offseason, Clevinger did sign a deal with the White Sox for 1 year, $12 million, but according to the White Sox, they were not aware of these allegations in this investigation until after they had signed him. The bulk of the information that is currently available is from the accuser's Instagram stories she posted over the last day, and they have a lot of disturbing accusations in them. In these Instagram stories and in the reports by The Athletic and ESPN, Clevinger allegedly strangled her, abused her, and also once threw chew spit at his crying infant child.
Fuck them kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
She also posted pictures that showed bruises from when Clevinger apparently choked her and threw an iPad at her while pregnant, and according to the accuser, Mike Clevinger is apparently a drug addict, which is a big reason as to why he is the way he is, with her claiming that he kicked his other kid's mother out of his house along with the kids themselves, all while tripping on acid. Of course, a dangerous drug. Her last few stories said this, quote, "Aside from blowing the postseason games for the Pods, the Padres dropped him because he's so problematic in his interpersonal life. I hope MLB does what they should and puts him in required therapy, maybe even a small suspension, so he can take time out to really think about why he abuses his kids and their mothers," while also adding on, "I really hope you feel an immense amount of guilt for what you've done to all of your kids and their mothers, including myself. 13 weeks postpartum alone, homeless, with none of the child's belongings for months on end while you continued denying, lying, and projecting." End quote. So again, this seems a whole lot different from the Bauer situation. In Bauer's case, he was never charged with anything. There's evidence in the woman wanting Bauer to be rough with her during their encounter, and there's evidence that she lied. Those are all facts. As far as Clevinger goes, this is brand new, so we of course don't know everything. Clevinger, after being reached out via text, said that his agent and lawyer would contact The Athletic, and when asked for an on-the-record statement, Clevinger's agent Seth Levinson wrote in a text message, quote, "We need to fairly and thoroughly protect our client and at the same time be respectful of the White Sox and Major League Baseball. We need time before responding." End quote. So we'll of course hear more about this as time goes on, and it will be interesting to see what ends up happening with Clevinger. along with what the White Sox and Major League Baseball end up doing with this situation, as obviously these accusations of violence and neglect against his baby mamas and his own kids are not something to just take lightly. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.